Hi guys, Katie here, and this is my stash grab for the Never Ending Story shawl. This is one sample that I made using a color changing skein with high contrast on top. I've also made it in a lovely gradient with a high contrast on top. Then I used a half vent, which is a half of an advent, to make a big, luxurious sample. So I am going to go through my stash and show you some color options. You all have mini bundles laying around, or remnants, or extras, or minis. Take one of those beautiful mini bundles. This is their linen base with their soft sock base. You can mix bases and fiber contents for this pattern. Would be perfect. Got some minis, grab some contrasting. This isn't even that contrasting of a solid. This is excellent color option. The wheels are turning in my head. I must fight the urge to cast on. This bundle. I have been fighting casting on a fourth Never-Ending Story with it. This is all from Miss Babs. This is Yummy 2-ply in a beautiful navy-ish. There's little bits of purples in there and stuff. And for my accent color, I would be using one solid color. One solid color on top, one solid color underneath, and then maybe hold this super fun moon glow mohair with my main color. That would be a fabulous option. So if you want to use solid, but add a punch, throw some mohair on top. That would be fun. What about Miss Babs' Yummy 2-ply toes? Mine have their own basket. This isn't all of them. You can just grab random ones. Can you imagine how fun it would be just to have random colors throughout? That'd be really fun. You could stripe it. You could put chunks. I'm going to work this one in 2 repeats, this one in 1. Now, this one is more along the lines of this guy. This is some other junction fiber making tracks light that I picked up from Miss Babs. Pair them with a color. You don't always have to use black or dark gray as your contrast color. Purples are excellent. Purples, navy blues, dark greens. Here's another fabulous option. Now, if you don't want to be so loud, they also have more toned down colors. This one is Sublime Skies, but in lighter. And I'm going to pair it with the beautiful Icy Cream. Equally beautiful. Would give you excellent contrast without being loud punching in your face. This would be something you could wear more to a work event or somewhere where you can't always wear crazy colors. So, tone it down, just as beautiful. Now for this sample, I used a half vent, which is a half of an advent from Sunshine Yarns. And wouldn't you know it, I have more. So you have a half vent, you have a full advent. I have tons. I even have more. This was their groovy advent from last year. Still in a bag. Haven't used it yet. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Back with another option. So You don't just have to use one contrast color underneath a color changing skein or minis. Why don't you use a couple contrasting colors and stripe them? Hold a solid high contrast over as your main color. That would be where this lovely cloak is. Then grab a few contrast colors, stripe them. You can stripe them every other, 2, then 1, then 2. You could gradient step them down, work 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever. How fun would that be? This would be your main overlay color of your mosaic. These would be your contrasting colors. So fun, right? Back again. How fun would black and white be? That would be incredibly fun. And you could hold either way. The black could be your main color on top of your mosaic, or your white could be. That would be so fun and so contrasting and such a pop. It would be great, and it's classic. What doesn't go with black and white? Now, remember, you don't just have to use fingering or sport or DK. Grab yourself some worsted and some, this is heavier DK, light worsted. Mix them, combine them. We could throw either one of these on top and either one of them on the bottom. It can be worked in any weight. And the best part of using a heavier weight, it's going to grow twice as fast. So sometimes we pick up multiple sock sets. I don't know what to do with them. What about a rainbow? You could pick out rainbow minis and make yourself a rainbow. You could do it in proper color order or not. Who cares? Heavier weights. You could grab some heavier mohair with some heavier main color. How pretty would those be? What if you say, hey, I just have 2 skeins? You can do that too. This would be amazing over this. I wouldn't consider this a high variegated skein, but it has slight textural differences. And then hold something solid on top. That'll allow your subtle variations to really shine. It doesn't have to be huge. You can just use 2. We talked about different textures and different fiber contents. What about your sparkle skeins that you have hidden away? Could go beautifully on top as your main color on the top of your mosaic, and then hold it with a high contrast, something subtle underneath to let these sparkles shine. Here's a crazy idea. What if we combined a fingering with a worsted? Hold the worsted single on top. This one is a beautiful tweed. I have all these beautiful coordinating minis, but they're in fingering. Well, I'll just hold them double. Hold your minis double underneath your worsted. What about some of that yarn you've had caked up forever and have no idea what to do with? Beautiful, high variegated skein. I really want to show off all the colors, so I'm going to stick it with a solid on top. Don't know which, any one goes. But your highly variegated colorway will shine as your accent color underneath. What about yarn left over from a sweater? These are both left over from sweaters. I have more of each, but how tonal and pretty would these look? Leftover sweater quantities. And they're heavier, so it works up twice as fast. I hope you guys enjoyed this stash grab, and hopefully I gave you a whole bunch of options and the inspiration to go through your stash. Happy knitting!